A new model just learned to draw an entire computer screen from a description of what an agent did. It is Qwen-AgentWorld-35B-A3B from the Qwen team at Alibaba. It does not chat, it simulates the world an agent lives in.
Right, and here is the wild part. It is not a smarter chatbot. It is a different category. A language world model. You give it an action, it predicts the next screen, the next terminal line, the next API response.
Okay, but it has to be smaller and worse than the frontier closed stuff, right? Prove it can actually hang with the big ones.
On AgentWorldBench, where a panel of language model judges grades its predictions, the 35B version hits 56.39. That beats DeepSeek v4 Pro, beats Kimi K2.6, beats GLM 5.1, all closed frontier models. And the bigger 397B twin hits 58.71, ahead of GPT 5.4.
Wait, so a 35B open-weight model just lapped closed trillion parameter systems at the one job that matters for AI agents. That breaks my entire mental model.
Shoulds we? And the catch is real, but it is not what you think. Anyone can now download the simulator, fine-tune it on a private environment, and roll out an agent without ever calling a closed API again. An open-weight model just learned to dream entire computer screens into existence. You describe a coding action and it draws you the terminal output, the browser, the Android response, every piece of the world a software agent actually lives in. This is not a chatbot. This is a stage built from text. It is called Qwen-AgentWorld-35B-A3B, and the Qwen team trained it to predict what happens next inside an environment when an agent takes an action. Even with only 3 billion parameters firing per token out of 35 billion total, it scores higher than models 10 times its active size. On AgentWorldBench, a 5-dimension rubric where language model judges score predicted outputs on format, factual accuracy, internal consistency, realism, and quality, Qwen-AgentWorld hits 56.39 overall. Its own base, Qwen 3.5-35B-A3B, scores 47.73. That is an 8.5-point lift from world model training with no size change. Here is the part that should rearrange your assumptions about frontier models. Qwen-AgentWorld beats DeepSeek v4 Pro at 52.97, beats Kimi K2.6 at 53.42, and beats GLM 5.1 at 51.31 closed systems on trillions of parameters. And it lands within a hair of Claude Sonnet 4.6 at 56.04, Claude Opus 4.6 at 57.80, and GPT 5.4 at 58.25. What it simulates is genuinely wide. 7 domains live inside one model: MCP tool calling, web search, a Linux terminal, software engineering workflows, an Android phone, a web browser, and a desktop operating system. Before now, training an agent usually meant a closed API. Now the simulator is downloadable and fully open. And then Qwen dropped the bigger twin. Qwen-AgentWorld-35B-A3B, with 17 billion active parameters across the same 7 domains, hits 58.71 on AgentWorldBench, ahead of Claude Opus 4.6, ahead of GPT 5.4 at 58.25, ahead of every other open or closed model on the leaderboard. Open weights now own the top of the chart. How is that possible at the smaller scale? The architecture is a mixture of experts with 256 experts, where only 8+1 shared fire per token. Underneath sits a hybrid attention stack mixing gated DeltaNet with regular gated attention, so the model holds 262,000 tokens of context cheaply. The community response has been unusually loud. Within days of release, the Hugging Face discussion tab filled with requests for the 397B version, a working FP8 quantization, a compatible vision adapter, and developers reporting it worked shockingly well with OpenClaw. One post called it great on Hermes. People actually want to run this thing. If you build AI agents today, this changes the math. Until now, the only way to teach an agent the consequences of its actions was to let it touch a real environment and break things, or rent a closed simulation API. A downloadable world model means every rollout in every red team can be rehearsed inside a system whose weights you can read. Qwen just did something easy to miss and hard to undo. They released the first language model where simulating reality is not a feature bolted onto a chatbot, but the entire training objective from the very first pre-training stage onward. The next generation of agents will train inside worlds anyone can download. That download is now free.
That one is going to take me a minute to sit with. Subscribe if you want the next big drop before everyone else catches on.